So one of my goals for 2020, and really one of the only goals other than this that I've been able to keep up during quarantine, is reading. Last year at college, I think I read like half a book the entire year, and I really enjoy reading, I just wasn't getting it done. I re-downloaded an app that I kind of used on and off throughout called Goodreads, and I really love the app, and they have this like reading challenge that you can do at the start of every year where you set a reading goal, and then the app like helps you keep track and progress of everything and all of that kind of stuff. If you don't know the app and you love to read, go check it out. This is not sponsored, but it's a good app. But anyway, the point is, coming to the close of 2019, I opened the app and it was asking me if I want to set a goal to do the reading challenge for 2020, and I wanted to do it. So I set a goal, 1 book a month, just 12 books the year, and so far I've been doing pretty well. It helps me a lot at night because like I don't really sleep that much and I struggle to fall asleep quickly, so sometimes just getting into bed like an hour or 2 hours before I want to actually fall asleep and just reading for a little while, it really helps me like wind my brain down and then give me something to think about while I'm trying to fall asleep, so that I'm not just going off on a bunch of random tangents in my head. And so I just really quick wanted to use this video to talk about the books that I've read so far. Not gonna do like reviews or anything. For now, I'm just gonna tell you all of the books I've read so far, the rating I gave them on the app, and just like really quickly what I thought about them. And I'm interested to know if you guys are reading anything right now. Comment below what it is and what your thoughts on the book are so far. Okay, so first up, I read a book called Good Omens. That's the one that I kind of started last year but only got like a quarter of the way through. It's a really fun book. It's written in a very witty kind of way. If you've watched and enjoyed the series on Netflix called Lucifer, it's a very similar dynamic to that. It's a lot of fun. On the app, I gave this book 5 stars. The next book I read was a non-fiction. It's Kevin Hart's book, I Can't Make This Up, Life Lessons. It's so much fun. The fact that it's written like from his perspective and all of his stories and like in the type of language that he would speak, it's not written super formally, and I just absolutely love that. Throughout reading this whole book, I literally could envision his voice in my head, and it's a lot of fun to read. I really enjoyed it, and there's a lot of good information packed in there. A lot of stuff that I really didn't actually know about him. On the app, I gave this book 4 stars. Then I read Ready Player One, which might be a title that you guys recognize because it was made into a really popular movie, and I'm a sucker for Easter eggs and nostalgia and all of that kind of stuff, and this book is written word for word with nostalgia and 80s and game references and all of that kind of stuff, and I just geeked out so hard. I loved this book. Rated it in the app an easy 5 stars. Then I read the original Alice in Wonderland. I was super interested to actually read this because there's been so many other renditions and movies and cartoons and things that I actually didn't know what the original story was, and reading the book, I really didn't know what the original story was. Like, it's actually so different to what I had in mind, and it was originally written for kids, and it's written in quite old writing style, but I actually enjoyed it. It's quite a small book, so it was a quick read, really interesting. I rated it a 3 stars in the app. Then I read The Da Vinci Code. This is a book that everyone talks about, and I really like the mystery of it and kind of trying to put all the pieces together for yourself as they're busy like feeding you the information, and it's a lot more serious than the previous book, so it was a bit of a different pacing and super interesting. The ending was not what I expected at all until I actually got there. On the app, I rated this a 4 star. After that, I read a book called Down the Rabbit Hole, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's written in a kind of Alice in Wonderland kind of style. It's also written more for teenagers. I can tell a lot in the writing. The main character's a 13-year-old. It's very mystery. There's an Alice in Wonderland play in the book. So it was a little bit childlike for me, but I did not have a good time. But I just think that a little bit of a younger audience would have enjoyed it way more. I gave it 3 stars on the app. Then the book I just finished reading and put on the shelf, a book called Lone Wolf. This book was super interesting. It's the first book in a while that I can actually remember reading that's written in first person. Each chapter was like a different person's perspective on the same matter, and it was just super interesting overall. I don't want to spoil too much, but it was really good. I gave it 4 stars on the app. Kind of just a little check-in for all my readers out there. Hope you guys maybe also got some ideas for books that you want to read next. If you have some ideas for me, leave those in the comments too. And remember to let me know what you're reading right now and what you think so far. Thanks again so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.